Welcome to Celtics Banner Block. This is your boy Megawatts. Celtics versus the Knicks, Game 5. We're going to talk about it. Let's get it. Yeah. 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 Working out.
Number 18 came clean.
Yeah.
The number 18 came clean.
Yeah. You can find me on the banner block. It's shamrocks, oh it's not. Yeah. Let me clean them up like the floor is dirty with a mop. I'm on the banner block. It's 24 on the clock. Yeah. Every day it costs, but it's one possession at the bottom on the banner block. It's shamrocks, oh it's not. Let me clean them up like the floor is filthy with a mop. I'm on the banner block. Banner block. I'm on the. Yeah, that's the winning spot. I'm on the overqualified, but the system wanna sit me down. They hate me like the Jays, you can call me champion now. Yes, sir. We're back. Celtics beat the Knicks 127-102. Yes. We got the W, everybody. We got the W. Yes, yes, indeed. We got it. And I'm so proud of my boys for actually standing tall and going for this W when everybody thought that we were just going to mail it in. Everybody thought we were just going to go home, pack it up. But no, we weren't going to do that. We are going to stand tall. And we're going to fight hard. We're going to fight until the end. And hey, maybe we win the series, maybe we don't. But I'm thinking we got a good chance with JB at the realm. I'm thinking that we have a whole different mentality than we didn't have in the past with JT. Not saying that JT gave us a bad mentality. I'm just saying we have a different one. A different mentality that means that we're going to the rim. We're moving the ball more. We're trusting in our guys more. We're not just banking on pure talent and pure one-on-one, doing my thing while everybody looks at me type of basketball. That didn't work for us. I mean, yeah, we won a championship. We were more together last year. We were moving the ball championship style last year, but we kind of got away from that this year. We kind of got complacent, kind of got relaxed, may we say. Yeah, we got a little relaxed. We were kind of in the mindset where, yeah, we got all this talent. Nobody can beat us. We've got Porzy, we've got D White, we've got JT, JB, we've got Drew Holiday. Um, we've got dogs everywhere who can hit threes. So we kind of got settled. We kind of got in a position where we were like, yeah, we can play, but we don't need to play as congruently as we did last year. We don't need to play as together on a string like we did last year. We can just kind of wing it. We can kind of just move right along and get these W's. We got 60 plus wins this year. So no one's really complaining about how our regular season actually went because it was a exceptional regular season. It wasn't quite as many wins as last year, but it was still an exceptional amount. And we came through with the second seed. Probably should have got the first seed, but came through with the second seed. Um, and our leader goes down, or one of our leaders goes down, and Jason Tatum with the Knicks in round two. And then we were kind of down. We were kind of facing the music like, yeah, should we even give it a shot going back home in Boston? Should we even try? Should we just not just mail it in and just go to Cancun like all the other teams do? Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm definitely born with you. I'm glad that we just we looked in the mirror and said, "Hey, we're not doing that. We're gonna win. We're gonna fight. We're gonna play Celtic basketball." And I finally saw Celtic basketball for the first time in a long time. I saw Celtics who are fighting hard, who are running after the basket, who are diving for basketballs. Jalen Brown diving for basketballs in the stands, and seeing Luke Cornett go on a block party like never before. I'm like, who is this guy? Luke Chamberlain? Like that's not the Luke Cornett that I'm used to seeing. And just proud of how the guys fought, man. You just can't deny how these guys came through. And I'm just happy for them. So let's go through the game. Let's talk about what exactly happened in this game. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the Celtics stats first. The Celtics, what we did was went 44 for 84. Took 84 shots, shot 52.4%. Man, we were just on all cylinders.
He's on
We
fire.
were we were hitting all our threes. Well, a great amount. We hit 44.9%. That's an extraordinary clip. 22 for 49 from 3-point land. Rebounds, 44 rebounds, 27 assists, only 8 turnovers. So it tells me that we were moving the ball really well. We were actually rebounding the ball exceptionally well. We're not a great rebounding team, but for this game, I believe we may have out rebounded them. Let's see what the Knicks did on rebounds. The Knicks actually rebounded 40. We rebounded 44. So yes, we did out rebound the Knicks. So as long as we win the glass, as Pat Riley used to say, no rebounds, no rings. The rebounding aspect of the game is way more important than people like to talk about. Rebounding is very important as far as gaining extra possessions if you're offensive rebounding, making sure that the other team doesn't gain extra possessions if you're defensive rebounding, keeping them at bay, not letting them get second, third, and fourth chances during these possessions, and taking advantage of your defense. Rebounding is very much so a part of your defensive scheme, your game, because if you can hold down an opponent to take a poor shot for 23, 24 seconds on the shot clock, 22, 23 seconds on the shot clock, and then they get the rebound, they get a whole nother 15 seconds. So it's like, yeah, you have to defend for 15 more seconds. And if they get another rebound, you got to defend for 15 more seconds. If they get another rebound, you got to defend for 15 more seconds. So rebounding is definitely a part of your defensive game. You're not going to be as good of a defensive team if you can't rebound the basketball, if you can't get that possession in your favor. So that being said, I'm proud of how the Celtics rebounded that game in game 5. Um I'm really actually very much so impressed on our overall percentage from the field. We shot 52.4%. We made half of our shots practically, more than half. That means we were taking good shots. We were making good shots. That means we were actually presenting and we were actually creating great shots for our teammates. So, Jalen Brown driving in, dishing out, seeing his open players, making great reads, creating great open shots for D White, not Porzingis, but Pritchard and Hauser and others. You know, it really opened up our offense to the next level. Speaking of that, Jalen Brown's game was phenomenal. We'll talk about Jalen Brown right now. Jalen Brown, 26 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists. The 12 assists, oh, immaculate. Immaculate for Jalen Brown. 12 assists, 1 steal, 8 rebounds. Give him another round of applause for the 8 rebounds, ladies and gentlemen. The 8 rebounds. I love to see when Jalen Brown has more than 4 or 5 rebounds. And when he's doing that, when Jalen Brown has more than 5 rebounds, we're a better team. He's a better version of himself. He's a better version of Jalen Brown, the former finals MVP, former Eastern Conference finals MVP. Uh it's just phenomenal when he plays this well. He's reading the court, and he's not even 100% yet, because when he's tried to gather and dunk on OG, he didn't quite have the lip. That lets me know that he's still improving from that knee ailment he's been dealing with. He just sucked it up and played hard, man. He just has a fortitude about himself that creates other dogs around him, you know. It's interesting to see how he led our team. He was a plus 28. That means all of his reads were great. That means that we were just phenomenal with him on that court. Um, when he was on the court, we were a better team. Period. Plus 28 is a phenomenal plus minus read. Um, and so 26, 8, and 12, almost a triple double. Almost a playoff triple double. He was a two-way player once again. Had a steal. Was all over Jalen Brunson, giving Jalen Brunson a very hard time. Shot 3 for 5 from the three-point land. That means his three ball was very efficient. And when Jalen Brown has an efficient three ball, look out, man, because he's gonna dare you not to guard that three ball, and then when you come up, ooh, he goes right by you to the paint, to the rack, to the bucket, and that's really the type of Jalen Brown I like. I like when he has the to the bucket game with the threat of the three. When the three is falling, oh man, then his mid range opens up. His mid range game opens up. You just don't know where to key in on guarding him on the court, and whether you begin to double team him, then he's finding his teammates here, there, everywhere. So just proud of the man. It's just proud of how he played. 9 for 17 overall from the field. He shot better than 50% there. Shot better than 50% from three-point land. The guy was ever just getting any shot he wanted. Just phenomenal. I would say the 1-2 punch for this game was him and Derek White. Derek White also had a phenomenal game. Let's talk about Derek White's game. Let's look at what Derek White did. Derek White, 34 points. Yeah, 34 points, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he stepped right into the role of scorer. Uh, he really didn't do a whole lot of setting up with the 2 point with the two assists. He wasn't really he wasn't really looking to set up a whole lot of his teammates, but he was finishing. He was finishing the plays that he was given. He was clearly creating offense. He went crazy in the first quarter.
He's on fire.
Yeah, he hit, I believe, 7 for 13 overall, but he hit like 3 or 4 threes in the first quarter. Phenomenal. He had like 12 or 13 points in the first quarter. I'm not for sure. I have to look at the stats a little closer on what he did specifically in the first quarter. But man, like the dude did a phenomenal job. 3 rebounds, 3 blocks. Another round of applause for those 3 blocks, man. 3 blocks. I mean, the guy is a true two-way player. One of the best two-way players in the game. One of the best shot blocking guards in the game. Derek White. Man, like seeing what he did on both ends of the court, it just lets you know how valuable he is to a championship team. What he can do, the different aspects of the game that he impacts. He was also a plus 26. A plus 26 where I believe he was a minus uh in game 4 where we lost. But him being a plus 26, oh man, that lets you know that he was impacting the game properly on every aspect that he needed to impact the game on when he was called to impact the game. Um I can't talk enough about Derek White. Derek White, he's a humble guy. He doesn't demand a whole lot of attention off the court, but he doesn't demand a whole lot of touches from the ball. He just simply does what he has to do. He simply shows up when he has to show up. Uh, he simply uh, impacts the game where he has to impact the game. He doesn't complain. He's not a complainer. Um, he's just the guy who impacts the ball on both sides of the court. And we're just so thankful for Derek White. Another round of applause for Derek White's game last night. It was just great. It was just great, and we're grateful for that. Now, now, someone who I really was expecting to uh to have a better game was definitely Kristaps Porzingis. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I'm not sure what happened there. 1 point, 1 rebound, 0 assists or 0 steals, excuse me, 1 block. 0 for 2 from 3. He only took 3 shots total. 0 for 3. Porzingis was a negative 12.
Bruh.
I don't know. Give me another one.
Bruh.
I just don't know what he's doing out there right now. Like this isn't Kristaps Porzingis. I don't know exactly what's going on with him. He looks healthy. He doesn't look like his knees are bothering him. His ankles are bothering him. I believe it's the respiratory uh injury going on. Um, but is that enough is that quite enough to keep you from being that much of yourself? Uh, Kristaps,
Get over here.
we gotta talk. We gotta talk. I don't know what exactly is going on with you, whether it's psychological. I don't think it's physical because it seems as if you can run up and down the court. Um, but you got to get your head in the game, man. You have to contribute more than 1 point. We need you. JT is down. Um, he's not going to be back the entire year. I actually thought you were going to be the main one who stepped up and became one of our main scorers. Um, it actually became D White, but I'm asking you to be the version of Porzingis we saw last year that was a dominant two-way center from 3, rim protecting center. So please, Porzingis, show up because we need you. All right, we need you. So we're gonna move along to something else.
Combo break.
All right, so we're gonna talk about Pritchard, Peyton Pritchard's game, his game. Yeah, Peyton Pritchard. We needed that 17 points. We needed him to show up. Yeah, give Peyton Pritchard a round of applause. I was expecting Peyton Pritchard to show up, and I was pleasantly surprised to know that he answered the call. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, uh 5 for 14 from 3. I didn't expect him to take that many threes. I actually thought Pritchard would probably take fewer threes and more to the more mid-range or to the basket. But thinking of it now, our only true mid-ranger would probably be Jaylen Brown. There's really no one else who studies the mid-range game the way Jaylen Brown does or who focuses their game on the mid-range. Because Pritchard, he's pretty much 3 or to the rack. He's not really a mid-ranger, but he can shoot some mid-range shots. It seems as if he took 3 shots other than only 3 shots other than uh three-pointers. So he took 14 threes and actually ended the game with 17 shots total. So either that was layups perhaps or maybe closer shots that didn't fall cuz I didn't really see him attacking the mid-range um to that level. Um Not really sure why. But he nevertheless he had a phenomenal game. He contributed 17 points that we very much so needed and that we very much so were banking on because like I said, we're looking for scores. We're looking for people who can score with Jaylen Brown. Specifically Derek White stepped up and said, "Hey, I'm here. I'm gonna be the 2 to the 1-2 punch." And in this case, scoring wise, he was the one. Uh, by what he did, he's scoring his 34 points, and Jaylen Brown was more so the facilitator and more so the quarterback of the offense. I thought that probably would be flipped the other way around. But either way, it worked for us. I like that scheme that we did. Peyton Pritchard picking the spots. I didn't know he was gonna get 17 shots. I knew he'd get more shots that JT was down, but it looks like everyone's getting more shots. Um, how many shots did JB take? JB took JB took 17 shots total. Um, D White took about 16 shots total. Okay. And Pritch took 17. So Pritch took almost more shots than anyone this game, which is shocking. I didn't know he would take that many more shots, and it makes me wonder why Porzingis only took 3 shots. Um, why is Porzingis only taking 3 shots, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know what's going on there. But back to Pritchard. Uh, Pritchard had a phenomenal game. 17 shots. He does what he does. He contributes where he needs to contribute. And there's no complaining about what he does. I need more of that from Pritchard. Does he take 17 shots in game 6? If they're spreading the shots around where JB's getting 17, D White's getting 16, Pritchard's getting 17. Dare I say Porzy needs to get at least 15 shots? So does that bring down Pritchard's shot amount from 17 to, I don't know, 11 or 12, to just to get Porzy at least 8 or 9 shots, depending on how many possessions we get. I guess that's going to determine that. But it's just still strange. It's just strangely odd to see what's going on uh with Kristaps Porzingis. But besides that, another round of applause for Peyton Pritchard, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, great. Yeah, excellent. Excellent job. Uh, so let's talk about the elephant in the room once again. Jalen Brown or Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum. We talked about this last show. He tore his Achilles. He's expected to miss at least 7 to 9 months with that injury, and he'll probably won't be back the entirety of next year. Um, if anything, uh, Jason Tatum probably may be able to make the playoffs, but that's a stretch. That's a stretch. He's probably gonna have to miss it because he has to get back into game shape. He has to actually find the chemistry with the players. Um, Once he does return, not really sure exactly um how he's gonna be or if he's gonna be the same player. I think he's gonna be the same Jason Tatum. I would like to know. Um, I seen somewhere where they were speaking on Jason Tatum having the same jumping ability because he tore his right foot's Achilles, not his left foot Achilles. His left foot is what he pushes off of to jump, which is very fortunate and very interesting to know because I said, well, yeah, will he still be able to have the same explosion that he had? Will he still be able to have the same separation that he has off of his moves, off of his step backs and push? I know he steps back a lot off of his right foot. Now that I think about it, but as far as jumping, of course, he jumps off his left foot, so his left leg. So he still should have his explosion in his vertical explosion. Um, as far as the vertical game goes, after this Achilles injury surgery. So I I don't doubt that he's going to be the same player. I just he may be limited in certain areas that he wasn't. Whatever he had to use his right foot for, step backs, side steps, whatever that may be. He may be a little limited there, but I don't think he's going to be limited as overall as far as his game goes. So I think he's going to be okay. For that game, man. I think he's going to be okay. So yeah, so the Knicks, we really didn't talk about them much. Um, they were 29 for 81. They shot 35.8%. That lets me know our defense was on point. Um, we were smothering everything that they all the looks they had were tough looks. Um, we uh we definitely stifled them up. They shot 40% from 3. Not sure what that's about. But because normally they don't even shoot that well. They were 12 for 30 from the 3-point land. They had 40 rebounds, uh 17 assists and 10 turnovers. So I don't think they outdid us in any of those categories. 40 rebounds, 17 assists to our 44 and 27 assists. We had 8 turnovers. What they have? They had 10. So yeah, they were bad. They were worse than us in all 3 of those categories. So I'm glad about that. I'm glad that we pretty much outplayed them for 4 quarters. Happy about that. Happy that we did what we did, and we're still doing what we're doing. So yeah, I'm glad that that we played that well. Now, as far as the refs, I think there is a disparity. I'm pretty mad at the refs right now.
Yeah, tell him why you mad, son.
Yeah, I'm
Tell him
pretty
why you
I'm
mad.
pretty mad at the refs. Um, they we barely had any free throw attempts in the first half at all. So that lets me know that they switched up their whole refereeing style in the second half. I'm glad it was more of a balanced whistle. Definitely glad about that. But overall, I think they did a poor job. Um, they're they could have called a couple of flagrants that they did not. Happy about that. They did call a flagrant or a technical. Was that on Jalen Brown that I didn't think called for a technical. Um, yeah, Josh Hart actually had blood running down his his face. I don't think they called a flagrant for that, but man,
Bruh.
that that was a bad elbow. I didn't even see the elbow actually occur. It happened so quick. I didn't even see it happen when Cornette elbowed him and had all that blood gushing. Yeah, I guess he had to get stitches or something, but he had a gash over his eye for sure. It was an interesting refereeing call. Just interesting calls all night from the refs. That's for sure. Yeah. So Celtics trail 2-3 in this series. We're looking to tie this series back up. I'm thinking we can. We just have to play the way we played. We have to have that same congruency that we had. We have to have that same on a string mentality, moving the ball. I was looking at our guys yesterday and said, this is the first time we look like the Celtics all year long. And it's not because JT's gone. I just think that we had to take on another mentality that wasn't relaxed. That wasn't, hey, we got more talent than everyone else. It was, hey, we're in trouble. We have to use every aspect of this recipe. We have to use every ingredient. So I was happy to see that. It actually was pretty refreshing to see us move the ball the way that we moved the ball. Um, it it creates a whole new question um for our team. It's are the Celtics better with JB leading the team? Um, man, are the Celtics better with JB leading the team? I think we're a better overall team when we move the ball and we use every aspect of our talent and we don't just sit and watch one guy in JT do all this work and everyone's just kind of standing around watching what he's going to do. Uh, and I'm not saying that we can't play with JT and not saying that we're not a good team with JT because There's no replacing a talent like that. But as far as our mentality is for sure different. And that's obvious. It's obvious to see the mentality um, that we have with JB's at the helm. We're a more attacking team. We're a more ball moving team. We're a more together team. Um, so I would have to say yes. Our team is better when JB's leading our team. So hey, I know it's controversial. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but this is JB's time, and we're gonna give a round of applause to JB leading our team. Thank you, JB. Thank you for leading our team because we weren't gonna fold, and we appreciate you not letting us fold like that. We appreciate that. So yeah, so that's all. We're just gonna see what we're gonna do on game 6. Hopefully, JB can lead us to another victory. Hopefully our guys are shooting at the same clip we were shooting at, and we're going to find out or continue to find out what we're made of. And I'm proud of our guys, and let's go get this dub in New York. Bring back this W to Boston. So first things first, let's win in New York. So once again, I'm your host, Megawatts. Thank you for joining Celtics Banner Block, and see you next time. More banners to come.
Yeah, you can find me on the banner block. It's Shamrock, oh it's not. Yeah, let me clean them up like the floor is dirty with a mop. I'm on the banner block. It's 24 on the clock. Yeah, every day it costs, but it's one possession at the bottom on the banner block. It's Shamrock, oh it's not. Yeah, let me clean them up like the floor is filthy with a mop. I'm on the banner block. Banner block. I'm on the. Yeah, that's the winning spot. Winning spot. I'm overqualified, but the system wanna sit me down. They hate me like the Jays, you can call me champion now. I guess I'm in my prime when it's time, I'ma draw the foul. When I paint the picture, it's Mona Lisa, but I keep it mild. Yeah, I stay humble, even though the negatives want me to fumble. And I never mumble, let me articulate when I stumble. The cookie crumble, but I'ma still depart with a bundle. We about to raise the banner, I see the trophy in eternal. I worked all my life, I couldn't even afford British nights. I was rocking buddies, yeah, life was ugly, but it's all the light.